Now, with the latest from Notre Dame women's basketball, this is the Muffet McGraw Show, brought to us by Tire Rack, First Source Bank, and O'Rourke's Public House at Eddy Street Commons. Now, let's visit with the Hall of Famers. Hall of Fame basketball coach Muffet McGraw, and Hall of Fame broadcaster and your host, Bob Nagel.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to O'Rourke's Public House. Great to have you with us. Another celebration of our women's basketball program at Notre Dame, and we're talking about success. I don't know if you heard about it, Coach. Won the national championship last year. Oh, my goodness. What an amazing run last year. What an amazing summer. So many great things, people appreciating what we did, and the fact that we did it with such an amazing team, and I know it doesn't get old talking about it, but we had an amazing run and a great step, another great year for this program.
Well, it was an amazing accomplishment because just down to 7 players and what we were able to do, the adversity, I think it was a great lesson for everybody watching, not just in sports but in life, how much adversity you're going to face, how resilient you need to be, how you have to overcome obstacles in your path, and they really did it beautifully.
And so many of our players had overcome so many things on the way to being a part of that they had such great character. And we're going to get a chance to talk about the group that's going to follow them. And usually that's a pretty a big thing, following a national championship team. But it seems like there's a lot of players back from last year. So we're going to talk about this year's team. We want to tell you that our show is brought to you by the TireRack.com. We're very grateful to the people here from, O'Rourke's Public House. We're glad that you're here in the Eddy Street Commons. We also have to give a shout out to West Bend Insurance. They're one of our sponsors this year. And we have a question for you that comes from not only Coach McGraw, but the staff here at O'Rourke's. They want to know, Coach McGraw has agreed to send over a plate of wings for each table here tonight. All right? So raise your hand if you're at a table where you want to get some wings, because over here first. But they're hold a hand up, and if the staff here is taking notes, then they're going to bring you some wings. All right, and all you have to do is take them home and cook them. No, they're all cooked. They'll be ready to go. We'll have sauces for you and everything. But we're really glad you're here. And again, we want to thank our great sponsors. Our next show will be on December 17th. So make a note of that, because these days go flying by. And, Coach, in our first segment, we're going to get a chance to talk about the schedule so far. But I want to ask you, as we get underway with the show, it's just good to be back playing. It's good to have gotten past all the things that went on in the summer. They were great, but we had a tough schedule coming up, and we're ready to go.
Well, it was great to lower the banner, to raise the banner, however you want to say it.
Right.
Putting the banner up was just a great moment for us, and it was great to turn the page and now really focus on this year and then the job we have to do, because it's a big one. We got a lot of tough teams coming up.
I love the story you told about looking up at that other banner for all these years and thinking, hey, you need a sister. And now there's 2 banners hanging in our arena, and so proud of both of them. And it's amazing the stories that go with both, and it comes down to obviously great players, comes down to great coaching, comes down to that character thing that you reach down and you find a way to win. And, there should be a banner. Well, there is a banner up there for the 97 team that went to the Final Four for the first time. So we've done this before, and we're looking forward to talking about the schedule coming up. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the schedule so far. We've had an exhibition game, and we're 3-0, and we're ranked number 1 in the country. And I don't know about you, but I love Grace Hall. There's a number 1 on top of Grace Hall, and we're hoping to keep it there. We'll be back in a moment. Our show brought to you by the TireRack.com. Back in just a moment.
We know you like football. So do we. We're TireRack.com, and this is our version of a 2-minute drill, except it's only 30 seconds. TireRack.com has an enormous selection of tires. Not sure which ones to buy? Use our tire decision guide to find the right tires for your vehicle and the way you drive. Then get them shipped fast and free on all orders over $50. Shipping is in as little as 1 day. Free. TireRack.com ships to independent, recommended installers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Touchdown!
At West Bend, we like to say the worst brings out our best. So if something bad happens to your home, your car, your boat, motorcycle, or personal possessions, a West Bend home and highway policy will cover it all with one agent, one policy, and one bill. Not to mention one deductible. And if you don't file a claim all year, we'll give you some of your money back. Even your wallet can have a silver lining. To find out more, go to thesilverlining.com.
Life doesn't come with a financial roadmap. It does come with a lot of bumps and red lights. Steering clear of those doesn't have to be difficult. With First Source Bank's online money management tools, you can see all your financial accounts, balances, and transactions in one place. So you can easily set monthly budgets to help manage expenses and debt. Get the green light to a successful financial future with First Source's money management tools. First Source Bank, where better is better. Member FDIC.
Thanksgiving Day is all about tradition, family, turkey, maybe even a little bit of football. Start a new tradition this Thanksgiving by helping your neighbors. Join Faith Mission of Elkhart for the 10th annual Turkey Stampede, Thanksgiving morning beginning at 8:30 at the Concord Mall in Elkhart. Choose between a 1-mile walk, 5K walk or run, and a 10K run. All proceeds from the Turkey Stampede help Faith Mission feed and house those in need. Your newest tradition starts this Thanksgiving at the Turkey Stampede, presented by Thor Motor Coach. Find out more at thefaithmission.org.
Live from O'Rourke's Public House in Eddy Street Commons, it's the Muffet McGraw Show on Pulse FM.
Welcome back to O'Rourke's Public House. Everybody has ordered their wings. Those will be coming up in a little bit. And we're going to get a chance now to talk with Coach McGraw about what's been going on so far this season. You know, we started off with an exhibition game against Lewis University, a team that had some experience. They had some veterans. And, boy, anytime you're running out a lot of freshmen, that's a good test for them. I thought Lewis did a nice job.
They did a really good job, too good. As a matter of fact, I was not happy after that game. I thought defensively we made just so many mistakes. We really could have played a lot better. I'm happy with the freshmen. I thought that game, I thought the upperclassmen could have played better defensively.
Yeah, you know, the upperclassmen, there's so many that were out last year, like Brianna Turner comes back, and she never had played with Jessica Shepard. Both very talented young ladies, very unselfish, but again, there were some things that just broke down, and that's part of the reason you play an exhibition.
Yeah, that's why we're playing the schedule. You know, this preseason prepares us for ACC, which prepares us for the NCAA. But, you know, I think it's going to take some time to get that high-low game going because it's got to be just one of the best in the country. When you look at Jessica Shepard, Brianna Turner, Michaela Vaughn, what do we have? Danny Patterson, Danielle Cosgrove. I mean, we have so many good post players. We've got to get the high-low game going.
Well, last year the high-low game was, if anybody was still available in the second half or wasn't in foul trouble. And boy, I look out on the floor sometimes and I think, you know, like Catherine Westbeld was such, we called her the glue, but she was such a leader out there and could help people get into position. And Coco got to be the same way. Grandma was pretty special. We certainly miss those ladies. They're such a big part of what goes on. And again, they help develop the roles that the younger players are working with now.
Yeah, they really did. Big shoes to fill, both of them. I mean, just did so many things. A lot of charges taken. Great defensive plays, just really smart, really good passers. Kat's enjoying life in Puerto Rico right now. She's playing down there and enjoying it. She's not too close to San Juan, so the area that she's in is pretty good. She's really, really playing well. I think she was MVP of the league. She's scoring a lot of points. It's great preparation for her. It's a short season, so she'll be done in December, and we hope to see her back at the Joyce Center. Maybe not on the bench, but, yeah, doing color.
She could do color, I think. I can't remember that other girl's name, Ruth Riley, I think, that did color for a couple of years. And she is now the color voice of the Miami Heat in the NBA.
And I think she credits you for getting her started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
well,
for letting her get out of town so she could get a really good opportunity. Another person that we should mention from last year who's changed her name now. We had a girl last year named Lily Thompson, and she's changed her name now to Champ Thompson because she's playing with the Harlem Globetrotters. I don't know if you got a chance to hear about that, but she's having a blast.
She is. I think they'll be coming to town, so we'll get to see her. But she's really enjoying it, and she's got such a bright future. I think she'll be in the organization and the administration not too long from now. But her knee seems to be doing pretty well, and everything's going great for her.
Another miracle from last year. How do we have her for 14 games, which happens to be when Kat Westbeld came back? I mean, thank you, Lord. There's a lady on the dome that's a big fan of women's basketball.
We need it, right?
I'll tell you, those things that happened last year, unbelievable. We should also mention we're very happy for Michael Johnson. She's got her life going in the next phase, and what a wonderful gift she was to our program. And as you said, almost like another coach on the bench last year.
Oh, she was. She has got a great basketball mind. I hope someday she decides to get back into coaching. But she's got a lot of different ideas that she wants to get into, and she's up in Minneapolis now and doing really well.
Heard she's rooting for the Timberwolves.
She has a special interest in the Timberwolves.
There
Andrew Wiggins.
There you go. Hey, we mentioned that we won the exhibition game, and then we went and won the Ivy League title, which, you know, you play a couple of teams. Pennsylvania was really good. Harvard was, again, veterans, smart, tough kids. They know their programs. If you play an exhibition, sometimes they used to have all-star teams where they didn't know each other, didn't know what they're going to do. We got a chance to play two pretty solid programs, and Harvard had a coach that had a lot of veteran years behind her, so we got a good test.
We did. We got a great test. Penn's picked to finish second in the league, Harvard third. Just both really good teams, a little different. Penn, really, really good defensive team. Harvard, a lot of offense. So we got a great test early. I thought it was, we learned a lot of things, went back to the drawing board, tried to fix a lot of things, and then went to DePaul and had a whole new set of problems.
When you play a team like Pennsylvania, and again, they're very disciplined and they're expected to compete for the championship in the Ivy League, and we were up by about 28 points, and you cleared the bench. You get a lot of our freshmen in there. You're looking ahead to the situation. We're going to be playing DePaul, who's ranked. We're going to be playing a couple of ranked teams out in Vancouver. And then you're going to come home and you're going to play, 13th ranked Iowa, and then some other team is coming in. I can't remember the name of that team. But if you're going to get our younger players a lot of minutes, they really had to do that. There was some feeling afterwards that we only won by 20. Excuse me, we're doing a lot of teaching here. And we get those players a lot of minutes, and I thought for the most part our freshmen are really coming along well.
Yeah, they really are. And Jordan Nixon thrown into the fire. I mean, she's had to play the point with Marina out. She's doing a fabulous job. Just a real heads-up kind of player, really, really smart. Does a lot of thinking out there. And she's really doing just some great things. I thought you saw a little more offense in the DePaul game. She's been really trying to get the ball to the right people. And there's a lot of options out there for her to get the ball to. But defensively, been very, very solid. I've been really impressed with her.
I love her attitude when she comes off the floor and in practice. She's always asking questions. She's always asking, what else could I do in this situation? And learning from our great staff. When you've got a Danielle Ivy on your staff, and she's able to tell her. There's a great story that happened when we were in Rome. The first time Jordan Nixon got in a game, we scored, and she was backpedaling down the floor, and she turned to the bench, and she said, Danielle, 2-3? And Danielle kind of looked at her, and, yeah, 2-3. Said, okay. And afterwards, I said it was kind of different that a freshman would call the coach by her first name. She said, well, I looked over at the bench, and there were 4 coaches there. And I thought if I yelled coach, they're all going to say what? So she yelled, hey, Danielle. So this kid is really amazing. I thought one of the things that Doug Bruno did, and highly respected, successful coach at DePaul, they really picked on our freshmen. And I think they should have. And that's, as a coach, you look at where their weakness might be. But we faltered a little bit early. But then we got our legs under us, and we got used to, I think, a different pace or whatever. And they not only outplayed them in the first half to lead by 7 at the break, but then the second half, we just kind of ran away from a team that had spent a lot of their energy in the first half. Our conditioning was terrific.
It really was. And I'm really happy with where we are conditioning-wise. They're a team that shoots a lot of threes. We held them to 30 points in the second half, which was huge for us. I mean, they're averaging about 75, and I wish we could have held them a little bit better in the first half. But Jordan Nixon, they double-teamed her, then they played off of her. They did a lot of different things to her, and we were able to find the posts. But something that I think we're working on right now is how can we get the ball inside a little bit more?
Thought Caitlin Gilbert gave us some good minutes, and then Abby Prohaska. Anybody here a big fan of Abby Prohaska? Do you love the way she gets around the floor? Oh, my goodness. Everybody kind of said when we recruited her and when we signed her that she's going to remind you of Maddie Cable. That's not a bad person to be compared to. She
has got so much energy. Defensively, she works so hard. She's almost impossible to screen. We talked about switching the screens, but she's barreling through them. So she's working so hard. She's doing exactly what we need her to do. We talked about her role at the beginning of the year. She's somebody that we want to take charges, dive for loose balls, be a great defender. And then offensively, she came up with 4 assists. Didn't score a lot of points, but we don't really need her to score. We need her to get the ball to the right people.
We're going to get a chance, too, in the future, obviously, to see Danielle Cosgrove shoot a little bit more from the outside because she is a terrific, terrific shooter. And still trying to learn all the post things we could need help there. So at 6'2", you need to develop that, too. And she's got a chance to be a little bit patient, I guess, because we do have some depth there.
I'll tell you, we're going to see her on the perimeter this weekend. We need everybody when you have three games in a row. She is such a great three-point shooter. We've got to figure out a way to get her some shots on the perimeter, and I think we're going to be able to do it this weekend.
Outstanding effort from Jessica Shepard, another double-double. She's almost automatic double-double these days. And Brianna got a little foul trouble in the first half and limited to 6 minutes in the first half, came back, had 8 in the second half. And she's still, again, she looks very good, and we know she's very fit, but just getting back in game shape takes a while.
You know, it's just trying to get to know everybody. Like you said, she hasn't played with Jess before. She hasn't played with Jordan before. She hasn't played with Abby. There's a lot of new pieces. I think people look at it as, you know, we should be a little further along because of the veterans we have back, but we still have a lot of new pieces we're working in.
Couldn't have been more excited for Danielle Patterson and what she did at DePaul. 14 points. She got inside. She scored.
Yep.
She defended, did a good job. She rebounded. We know that she's got that kind of ability, and last year was tough because she was new to everything. But she really worked hard in the offseason. I thought she was our MVP in Rome.
You know, I'll tell you, she's an incredibly hard worker. I see her in the gym all the time, no matter what time it is. Coming in the morning, she's in there. Late at night, she's in there. She's been working really hard on her game all summer, but she's just playing with more confidence. And I think that she understands because we're doing a lot of the same things, so she's just got a better feel for things. And I think the team is really excited about how well she's playing.
A couple other players to mention. First of all, Arike Ogunbowale has been just dynamite from the outset, and today was named the ACC Player of the Week. So Arike won that award and averaged about 27 points a game and just does so many things. What I love is the defense for DePaul was kind of like, okay, we got to make sure we got somebody on her. Well, good luck. You know, you think you can guard her. People couldn't guard her last year in the final 2 games, obviously, but that girl is the hardest working guard and puts in her time, and she had a great game and finds a way to score, doesn't she?
I'll tell you what, we needed to break the press, and that's what she did so well. She is incredibly hard to guard. She's so fast and so strong. She's harder to double team in the backcourt than any of our other guards, so she can really get things going. She can get the ball in bounds because she just uses her strength and can just out-muscle people to go get it. But she can get the break going, and when she comes down in transition, you know something good's going to happen, and the defense is back on their heels waiting for it.
We got to mention Marina Mabry because she's really working hard to get back to being able to play 100%, getting really close. But, you know, we struggled up there at DePaul, only scored 101 points without her. What in the world are we going to do when she gets back?
You know, 101 points, we only had 2 threes. So that's pretty amazing when you look at what we're doing inside our points in the paint. We're astounding. I mean, really efficient with the ball. Everybody's shooting it pretty well, not shooting it quite as well from the three-point line, which is why we're hoping Danielle Cosgrove can give us the lift out there.
Almost 60% for the ball game from the field, which is just amazing with that kind of pressure. And then we're shooting our free throws really well. Marks of a really good disciplined team, and those things are going really well.
Yeah, that can always get better. But when you get Jackie and Enrique to the line, I mean, they're shooting about 90%. So like to see them get to the line a little more often. All
righty. Well, Coach, we got to take a break, and we're going to get one of our guests to come up and join us. Michaela Vaughn is here, and we're going to get a chance to talk to Michaela. And, boy, it's great to see what she's doing as well. One of them that left us last year, and she's back ready to go 100%. So we'll talk to Michaela in just a moment. Folks, again, we're very glad you're with us here from O'Rourke's Public House. We want to thank the folks from Fighting Irish Media who are here. And we're going to do a lot of things before the show's out of here. Again, we're taking questions. We're going to give away some prizes. So if you want to do that. We also need to mention Patricia McAdams. Patricia's here. There's Patricia sitting at her table there in the middle. We had an amazing bus trip group that went to DePaul, and the people at DePaul kept coming over and saying, "Are you kidding me? Does this happen all the time?" We had 4 bus loads that came in. It was great.
It was great, and so many people drove beyond that. But we had such a good crowd. I think we had more people than they did.
I think we did, and we do that a lot.
I tell you, we needed it too. They really helped us.
They really got us going, and Patricia wants to make sure that we mention that there's a bus trip going to Toledo. And we're going to go over to Toledo in December. And so we're close to a couple of buses, but we could add a third if everybody wants to sign up. But if you're listening and you'd like to get in touch with Patricia, you can do that. Or if you're here tonight and want to tell her. But we'd like to get a couple, maybe 3 buses going to Toledo. The deadline for registering for the bus trip to Toledo is December 2nd. So December 2nd is when we need to know if you want to go to Toledo and join us over there. So Patricia asked me to mention that.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's get them.
So let's take a break. Our show is brought to you by TireRack.com. We're back at O'Rourke's Public House in just a moment. Stay with us.
Life doesn't come with a financial roadmap. It does come with a lot of bumps and red lights. Steering clear of those doesn't have to be difficult. With First Source Bank's online money management tools, you can see all your financial accounts, balances, and transactions in one place. So you can easily set monthly budgets to help manage expenses and debt. Get the green light to a successful financial future with First Source's money management tools. First Source Bank, where better is better. Member FDIC.
At West Bend, we like to say the worst brings out our best. So if something bad happens to your home, your car, your boat, motorcycle, or personal possessions, a West Bend home and highway policy will cover it all with one agent, one policy, and one bill. Not to mention one deductible. And if you don't file a claim all year, we'll give you some of your money back. Even your wallet can have a silver lining. To find out more, go to thesilverlining.com.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining at one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, having a meeting, or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Muffet McGraw radio show.
We know you like football. So do we. We're TireRack.com, and this is our version of a 2-minute drill, except it's only 30 seconds. TireRack.com has an enormous selection of tires. Not sure which ones to buy? Use our tire decision guide to find the right tires for your vehicle and the way you drive. Then get them shipped fast and free on all orders over $50. Shipping is in as little as 1 day. Free. TireRack.com ships to independent, recommended installers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Touchdown!
It's the Muffet McGraw Show with your host, Bob Nagel, on Pulse FM.
Welcome back to O'Rourke's Public House. Thanks for being here for the Muffet McGraw Show, our first of the year. Our second show will be on December 17th, so if you have any Christmas shopping to do, you can get it done right here. Well, gift certificates, right? Plus, they get a special on tonight for wings, and some of the wings are being delivered right now. So we're going to continue our show with a visit with Michaela Vaughn, pride of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Michaela, thanks for coming over and being with us.
Thanks for having me.
What did you think about the Eagles game last night?
We had just decided we weren't going to talk about that.
Oh, okay, we're not going to talk about the Eagles.
You didn't hear us.
2 Philly girls here. No.
But they, like the Fighting Irish, are defending champions, so everybody loves the Eagles, so it's a good time for that. Michaela, so far you have done an amazing job getting yourself back here.
Thank you.
People kept asking after last year, like, how's Michaela doing? I said she was ready about 6 weeks afterwards to come back and help us. You really were diligent about getting back in shape and making sure you're ready to go. And you're in a really unique position. You know that, right? You got a ring, and you got 4 more years. So I think that's great. But talk about what it took to stay focused on that, getting back and ready to play.
That's the only thing I really had to do was just to make sure I was working as hard as I could in rehab to get back to where I could be on time. So I just put all my energy into that.
When you think about your development with this team now, and last year we had maybe 1 or 2 post players, and now we've got some depth. We've got some people that can play different positions, do different things while you're in there. It's going to take a little bit of time. Jessica Shepard and Brianna and you working together, and Danielle Patterson doing a great job. Talk about what it's like to try to develop that teamwork and camaraderie.
There's been a learning curve, I think, just trying to figure out where you fit into that and how you can play off of the players we already have. So I think that we're all trying to figure that out right now, especially me.
It was really important, wasn't it, to go on the trip during the summer? It was an amazing trip. The Irish went to Rome and Croatia, and we made it back, which was really amazing because it's such a beautiful place. But talk about what the summer trip meant, again, to that bonding and getting some work in with your teammates.
It was really good. We all got really, really close while we were there, so that's really good for team chemistry, period, on and off the court. So we got a lot of that going on and played some good games while we were there.
We went to the Coliseum, and Southern California wasn't there, but they will be there Saturday. That's another game. Anyway, Coach, what do you think about the way the trip went? And I agree with Michaela. The bonding was really special.
Yeah, I think it was a great trip. I think that's somewhere, you're bringing Bree back. Michaela really didn't get to play much in that trip, but just being there and being a part of it, I think was good for her. But, freshman year is a difficult time, right? It's a lot of tough adjustments. You made great adjustments. You really excelled last year, and now you get to do it all over again. But what kind of things are you helping this year's freshmen with?
I'm trying to help them just breathe. I think it's kind of difficult when you're thrown into something like this so quickly, and there was 4 of them, which was different from my experience, which is Danny and I last year. So I'm sure they're really stressed out having to learn all of this at once. So kind of just trying to calm them down and help them with the little things.
Do you feel a little different now that you're still a freshman, but you've been through it once?
Yeah, it's I'm learning too. When I was out, there were some things I didn't get to see, so it's like I'm learning with them as well.
Your dad was a pretty good athlete. Played a little football.
Could say that.
What did he think about our win over his Ivy League team?
It was also his birthday, so he was pretty excited. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that he has a lot of respect for Pennsylvania, but
Of course.
loves Notre Dame, and
He was the first African-American quarterback?
Yeah,
At
first time
Penn.
quarterback at Penn.
Nice.
wow, that's pretty good record. When you look at what's ahead for the Irish, I mean, we got a lot of ranked teams coming up, and as Coach said, we're going to need everybody, especially playing 3 games in 3 days. It's something that we like to do because it does get you ready for the tournament. What's going to be the focus the next week to 10 days?
I think it's just taking it game by game. It's really easy to look past teams, but you can't do that, especially with the schedule that we have coming up. So I think it's just making sure that we keep our feet in the ground and be where we are so that we can focus on one team at a time and then take the next team as it comes.
What do you think about traveling out west again?
Be fun.
Yeah, we went to Oregon last year,
That was a trip for sure.
and then we went to some place called Spokane, which was pretty interesting, and got back from there. But we almost became road warriors, and it was almost uplifting to handle all those schedule issues because a lot of teams would have had an excuse, and we didn't look at it that way.
No, we didn't, but that was a heck of a trip. And at the end of the year, we looked back and appreciated it. But Beth Morgan in charge of scheduling, Cunningham, and we gave her a little grief about that whole trip.
Well, we're going to get a chance to slice her up here a little bit. Beth is going to join us. But, Michaela, what's the biggest tip you would give to fellow freshmen about the academic aspect of your responsibilities here?
I would say that, honestly, I'm not sure I really have any advice. I think you have to be on top of your work. Like, there's not really any other choice. And I think they're all finding that. So it's just other sacrifices that they have to make because, the basketball and academics obviously come first.
When you're a freshman, you have the freshman year of studies that everybody has. Now you're a sophomore with freshman eligibility. Have you decided on a major, what direction you want to go?
I'm thinking of doing a double major in psychology and design with a minor in sustainability.
Wait a minute. That's a lot of studying.
Yeah.
She's very green, and we appreciate it. She's our recycling guru.
There you go. Well, my son got a degree in psychology, and he said, you know how many psychologists it takes to change a light bulb? And I said, no. He said, 1. But the bulb's really got to want to change. So that's about as far as I got with psychology. What can you look ahead? I know you probably entertain hopes of maybe playing some professional basketball. What do you picture maybe 5 to 10 years down the road?
I don't know. I had to worry about today and tomorrow right now. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully that's in my future, though.
That's enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stay focused. Coach, I love that the development we have as a team and players over the years. You just see them develop that toughness, that mental toughness to stay focused.
Yeah, it really is, and it's great that Mick's got that energy, too. I mean, she brings us so much energy. She's just relentless. I think she had 15 rebounds in one of the earlier games this year. She's capable of doing that, and it's just great to see her out there.
Well, last year, 30 points in the exhibition game, 8 rebounds, I think 5 block shots, all in 22 minutes. So she's a very efficient young lady. And do you picture yourself developing any other aspects of your game? Like, would you like to take a three-pointer?
I think that's just the next step, obviously, is to expand and do whatever you can on the court, but making sure that I can refine my skills that I currently have so that I can expand in the off season and when we have some time.
It's great. Last year we didn't have a chance to play 3 bigs at the same time because I don't think we had 3 bigs at the same time, but we have a chance to have a diverse lineup. We can go quick and small. We can go big and strong. We can do a lot of different things. What kind of roles is Michaela going to have in those situations?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. When we looked at DePaul, we had to go with 4 guards occasionally just to match up with them. They had a lot of small players running around the perimeter. So these next few games, I think you'll see a little bit of a difference. We'll be able to go big, and that could be a great zone. I'm not sure we'd go man-to-man if we had that big of a team. I think it'd be a great trapping zone. And then offensively, just figured out who's going to score on the block because there's so many options.
We're talking with Michaela Vaughn, and Michaela, you had to really appreciate Danielle Patterson's performance.
Yeah, she played great.
Saturday. Wasn't it great?
Really
to
proud
see?
of her.
Yeah,
my classmate.
Yeah, I mean,
she did really well.
You know how hard she worked last year.
Yeah, I do.
And you know how difficult it is for a freshman to fit into a mix with so many experienced players. And yet she never hung her head. She's always got a great attitude, and we've seen her do some things like that in practice. We've seen him do things like that on the floor, but she was magnificent.
Yeah, I think she's just more confident now. She could do all these things last year, but I think now she's got the confidence to do it, and it's showing. So I hope she can keep it up. I know she will. So.
Well, I think she will too. What do you think of the freshman class overall? Now these are going to be your teammates for
next 4
years. That's great.
Yeah, our freshmen are really great. They're really hard workers, and they're really eager to get better. So it's exciting to watch them do it and help them when they need it, and it's nice. Four little sisters.
There you go. Coach, people should know how important it is when you recruit. You look at a lot of things like their stats. You look at what their height and weight and everything is, and you investigate everything you can as a player. But one of the things that you always hold firm to is she one of us? Does she fit in? And obviously, we're blessed to have those kind of ladies.
Yeah, we really are. Great character kids, and that's so important. Unselfish team players, people that want to compete, they want to come in, they want to get better, but they want to see the team succeed. And that's so important. Come from great families, too. I mean, we've just been so blessed with all the parents that we have following us, too.
We have had so many great parents over the years, and that's the mixed blessing for us because we miss the players when they leave. We also miss the parents when they leave, and it's good to hear from them down the road. They want to come back, or they meet us on the road for a game. But it's a real family situation here with Notre Dame women's basketball.
Yeah, it really is. Love when they come back, and that's a lot of fun. You'll see a lot of them throughout this season coming back for some of the big games.
Well, it's even fun on the road. I think. We go to Virginia where we see Kelly Seaman, right?
That's always fun.
Yeah, she wants to do color with me as well, but I think she wants to go to the NBA. So I don't know what that's about. Hey, we got to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by another member of our freshman class. Danielle Cosgrove is going to join us. And, we want to remind you that our show is brought to you by the TireRack.com. And we want to thank the folks here from O'Rourke's Public House. And as we go to a break, I want to mention a couple of things. Greg Hughes works with us in all the people that set up our broadcast for our show here and also our broadcast of the game. Greg Hughes is a great friend of ours and works with us on our show. He lost his father last week, so we want to remember Greg's dad in your prayers if you can. And we're also missing one of our All-Stars. Mary Jane Goodwin passed away this past week. Mary Jane was 101 and hadn't missed a game in about 84 years, I think. And Mary Jane was one of the ladies that was working when people came in, handing out schedules, handing out gifts, handing out T-shirts. And we remember Mary Jane so well because she was honored at one of our games during the NCAA tournament. And we just are going to miss her, but we're going to celebrate the fact that that was a wonderful life. And she will never miss a women's basketball game again. She got a good seat for all of them. So we're celebrating Mary Jane.
Yes. So thankful for what she gave us.
Yep, it's great. Our fans are so great. We appreciate it. We're going to take a break. We'll be back at O'Rourke's Public House in just a moment. Our show brought to you by the TireRack.com.
We know you like football. So do we. We're TireRack.com, and this is our version of a 2-minute drill, except it's only 30 seconds. TireRack.com has an enormous selection of tires. Not sure which ones to buy? Use our tire decision guide to find the right tires for your vehicle and the way you drive. Then get them shipped fast and free on all orders over $50. Shipping is in as little as 1 day. Free. TireRack.com ships to independent, recommended installers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Touchdown!
Thanksgiving Day is all about tradition, family, turkey, maybe even a little bit of football. Start a new tradition this Thanksgiving by helping your neighbors. Join Faith Mission of Elkhart for the 10th annual Turkey Stampede, Thanksgiving morning beginning at 8:30 at the Concord Mall in Elkhart. Choose between a 1-mile walk, 5K walk or run, and a 10K run. All proceeds from the Turkey Stampede help Faith Mission feed and house those in need. Your newest tradition starts this Thanksgiving at the Turkey Stampede, presented by Thor Motor Coach. Find out more at thefaithmission.org.
At West Bend, we like to say the worst brings out our best. So if something bad happens to your home, your car, your boat, motorcycle, or personal possessions, a West Bend home and highway policy will cover it all with one agent, one policy, and one bill. Not to mention one deductible. And if you don't file a claim all year, we'll give you some of your money back. Even your wallet can have a silver lining. To find out more, go to thesilverlining.com.
Life doesn't come with a financial roadmap. It does come with a lot of bumps and red lights. Steering clear of those doesn't have to be difficult. With First Source Bank's online money management tools, you can see all your financial accounts, balances, and transactions in one place. So you can easily set monthly budgets to help manage expenses and debt. Get the green light to a successful financial future with First Source's money management tools. First Source Bank, where better is better. Member FDIC.
It's the Muffet McGraw Show with your host, Bob Nagel, on Pulse FM.
And we're back here at O'Rourke's Public House. Special hugs from Charla, our chief hug giver. There's so many wonderful people here tonight helping us celebrate the start of the season. And we're going to be joined now by Danielle Cosgrove, our wonderful freshman who's from the great state of New York. And Danielle, your first experience on the Muffet McGraw Show.
I know. I'm super excited.
Well, that's great. Give the folks a little bit of background. Your hometown and some things that you accomplished. You had a great resume coming out of high school and did a great job there.
Well, I'm from Long Island, New York, and I guess I had started playing when I was super, super young, and I had always grown up loving the sport, loving, just the idea of team. And I was fortunate enough to play my high school career with a bunch of wonderful young ladies that I'm still friends with to this day. But I'm just very lucky to be in the position that I am, and I'm super grateful that I have the opportunity to be here.
Great AAU program from both of them came from the Philly Bells.
The Philly Bells, one of the great teams. Danielle, you had 1,500 plus points in your high school career, over 1,000 rebounds. I mean, you had a real solid resume to go into any program and maybe help in the post, and yet Coach McGraw is so excited about your ability to shoot the ball from distance, and really looking forward to getting an opportunity to see that as your career develops here at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be able to show everybody what I can do and just to get a chance to help this team in any way I can.
How much did it mean to you to be on that trip to Europe this summer? That was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, it was incredible. Just the experience of spending, such a wonderful trip with a bunch of great people that I've only gotten closer with. But I mean, we've only gotten closer since then, and hopefully it'll continue. But I mean, it was an amazing trip, and I'm just super lucky.
Coach, what was your favorite stop on that trip?
I really love Rome. I think it's just so much history. There's so many things that are so old, and it's just great to see all the historic things. Croatia was nice. It was beautiful. The scenery was beautiful, but I really love the history.
What did you think of that bus ride around the edge of the cliff for about 4 hours? That was pretty touchy.
Yeah, I'm not a big heights person.
Yeah.
So I wasn't a fan, but the view was amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
And to go through Bosnia on the way while you're still in Croatia, I thought my geography got a few lessons.
Yeah, didn't it though?
Yeah.
I mean, we were actually in 5 countries on that trip. We were in the Vatican, which is its own country. We're in Italy. We're in Croatia. We're in Bosnia, and then on the way back, we stopped in Denmark.
Copenhagen.
So yeah, we were in a lot of places and did a lot of things. And a Diet Coke was $5.50. It's the best thing I ever. What an amazing trip, though, when you think about the teams that we played against. One of the teams that we played against, I know at halftime they had some ladies on that team that were like 31, 32 years old, and we're taking a break, and it was pretty hot over there. And I look out the window, and some of the girls were outside having a cigarette. It's kind of an interesting dynamic.
I tell you, it was hot. It was over 100, I think, in the gym. Right? It was about 97 outside. There was no air conditioning. The floors were getting slippery. It was really difficult for you guys, didn't you think? The climate
like an
definitely. Yeah.
I know Josh Bates was getting a lot of us involved in keeping stats and things like that. And we get done ahead in the sheet, and it's all wet. I mean, you're just dripping. It was tough. But again, the art museum I thought was fantastic in Split, Croatia.
Yeah,
when we got
I'm a design major, so I was super into all of that. I actually drew some for my class in the pictures we took. So.
And the artists, we went to the artist's home and museum and things, and he actually has a statue that's in the Basilica at Notre Dame. So it was pretty interesting and pretty talented young man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful scenery.
It was some good restaurants, some interesting food. And
food was great. I loved it.
Yeah, and then in Dubrovnik, I don't know if you noticed, but it was pretty hot there too. We were walking up and down. What's the show that they filmed there?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Game of
Big
Thrones.
Game of Thrones girl.
Are you?
Yeah, loved it. It's
That'd
amazing.
be kind of neat seeing that.
Yeah.
A lot of history there. I mean, places that are 3,000, 4,000 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
And we took a nice boat ride, and we even got Coach McGraw on a boat. That was pretty amazing.
I did.
Couple of boats.
Yeah. And we took a catamaran ride for about 9 hours.
That was
awesome.
amazing.
Huh? And we met a group of people that were originally from India who were living in one of the European countries, and they were on the boat with us, and wound up really mixing in well with them and having a good time, learn a lot about each other's cultures. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
Some dance parties.
Well.
So, Danielle, what's been the toughest adjustment for you as a freshman?
I think just learning the pace of the game. It's completely different than anything I've played in before. But I think, upperclassmen and just the whole team in general, they've done an amazing job with helping me and my fellow freshmen with the transition, and it's just been super helpful.
Well, it's been great to watch your work because you have to be patient in a way. When something doesn't go exactly the same way, you can get frustrated, or you can say, I'm going to watch Brianna and see how that works and that kind of thing. So we have teaching going on in the classroom and also on the practice floor. Yeah,
it's great to see their attitude, though. I think everybody's been so positive. And you look ahead, the future is bright. You know what we've got coming back. So I'm thrilled with the freshman class. I think they've got great things in store.
Well, we've got a nice short plane ride coming up on Tuesday, going out to Vancouver, British Columbia. And it's a beautiful area, I understand. What do you look forward to on the trip?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. The games that we're going to be playing are going to be great games. So from that aspect, just learning from the team, coaches, anything that I can learn, but just more so getting to spend time with everybody. I think that's very important to building a good culture, and I think we have that now, and I'm very excited to continue it.
Yeah, for sure.
Coach, you do the day thing. I always go like how many days we're going to be there and how much you got to pack and that kind of thing. It's a little different, isn't it, when you got 3 games and 5 days?
It's a packing challenge in the closet a long time trying to figure out what to wear.
Well, Matt's already packed.
Yeah, he is. He's ready.
He's
got 3 green
shoes.
sweaters. Yeah, no hat this time though.
There you go. All right. Hey, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to visit with Beth Cunningham, and we're going to ask her about this schedule that has us going out to Vancouver, which seriously we're really excited about it. But Beth's going to join us in just a moment. You're listening to the Muffet McGraw Show from O'Rourke's Public House, brought to you by TheTireRack.com.
Whether it's a new season, a new look, or you just need something great to wear for a change, you'll find the latest styles at Trend Clothing in Linway Plaza in Goshen. For teens, women, plus-size women, as well as men's clothing and accessories, browse the latest at Trend Clothing. Open Tuesday and Wednesday 10 to 6 and Thursday through Saturday 10 till 7. Trend Clothing will bring your look up to date. Just stop by and give them a try. Or check them out online, trendclothinginc.com. Don't just follow the trend, set the trend with Trend Clothing in Goshen's Linway Plaza.
Thanksgiving Day is all about tradition, family, turkey, maybe even a little bit of football. Start a new tradition this Thanksgiving by helping your neighbors. Join Faith Mission of Elkhart for the 10th annual Turkey Stampede, Thanksgiving morning beginning at 8:30 at the Concord Mall in Elkhart. Choose between a 1-mile walk, 5K walk or run, and a 10K run. All proceeds from the Turkey Stampede help Faith Mission feed and house those in need. Your newest tradition starts this Thanksgiving at the Turkey Stampede, presented by Thor Motor Coach. Find out more at thefaithmission.org.
The most caring person in the world.
He wouldn't hurt a flea.
They're always smiling.
Honest as the day is long.
Everyone loves talking with her.
Happy and full of energy.
Hi, Mike Ritter from Great Lakes Heating here. If you're in sales, these should describe you. I think we're all sick of unprofessional salespeople. When a so-called salesperson tries to sell us something just because it benefits them, we can tell. And it only annoys us, leaving us with a poor impression of all salespeople. We're offering a free sales training class. Whether you are currently in sales or just thinking you might enjoy it, come join us November 29th, 6 to 8 p.m. We want to bring integrity back in the sales profession. This is open to everyone with or without experience. Hey, even our competitors are invited, as well as salespeople in other industries that want to improve their profession. Sound different? It shouldn't. Everyone in sales should have only their customers' best interest in mind, and sometimes that means directing them somewhere else. We will have real sales professionals here to answer questions. If you are interested in a career in sales, please RSVP and come join us.
Live from O'Rourke's Public House in Eddy Street Commons, it's the Muffet McGraw Show on Pulse FM.
And welcome back to O'Rourke's Public House. Bob Nagel, Coach Muffet McGraw, Beth Cunningham joining us now as we get a chance to talk with Beth, who is back at Notre Dame. Well, you've been back so long that you're not really back, but
7 years, Bob.
7 years she's been back, and one of our all-time leading scorer when you left Notre Dame. And you've got somebody that passed you a couple years ago and somebody else that's chasing you. It's getting pretty exciting, isn't it?
That's good. That's a good thing.
It is when you're coaching, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Talk about what's coming up. You know, Coach McGraw pointed out that you're in charge of the schedule, and here we go. We swore we wouldn't go back to Oregon, so we're going a little further.
Well, we thought we'd mix something in going to Canada this year. So, you know, there's always different tournaments that we look at every season, and just try to give our team different experiences with where we go, who we play, and just different opportunities. And this was an opportunity that presented itself, and we thought it'd be great. So hopefully I'm saying that in a few days.
Here we go. Coach, it is a great field, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, there's so many good teams, and we talked about it. That's why we wanted to go. Oregon State is probably the higher ranked team. South Carolina, of course, is a ranked team. We've got Rutgers and Drake, Markeisha Wright. Maybe we'll get to see a little bit of her out there. We're opening with Gonzaga, who's a team that's a perennial NCAA tournament team. They're always winning their conference. So really, every game I think is going to be really tough.
And we played Gonzaga a few years ago in a tournament out there in Seattle. I think it was.
Yeah.
And so we're familiar with their program a little bit, but new players. And so, Beth, you work with the wing players, the shooters. I don't know if you heard this, but Arike Ogunbowale is pretty good.
She is pretty good. Unfortunately, Nielle's going to claim her.
Oh, is that right? Well,
we'll stick with Jackie. She's doing okay.
Yeah. Did Jackie play Saturday? Oh, did she? How about the job that Jackie Young did Saturday against DePaul? 28 points, 12 rebounds. She's an amazing athlete.
She is. I kind of call her the silent assassin because, you know, I'm on her at halftime. She's got to be more aggressive, attack the basket, get to the free throw line. Then I look at the stat sheet, and she has 19 points at halftime, finishes with 28, and got to the free throw line 12 times. So, but she always seems to fill up a stat sheet and does whatever the team needs, whether it's defense, rebounding, one of our best passers. We just count on her for so many things. Just her versatility just really enhances everybody.
Coach, could you talk about last year against Connecticut when you really put it on Jackie? She's going to have a mismatch in a way. She's got a 5'5" girl guarding her. And it not only was an idea that she needed to score, but it was really imperative that she have a great game.
Well, I think I had come out in the paper and said that she might be our best player. And I think she's a little under the radar of some of our opponents. I think the other girls get a little bit more attention. But she is somebody that's so talented. She does so many things. She's so versatile. I mean, we need her at the point. We need her to move into the post. Whatever we need. We need her to inbound the ball. We need her to break the press. We need her to do everything. And she's so capable and so willing. And she just wants to be good. But I think we had to keep encouraging her. Shoot the ball, shoot the ball. And, you know, according to Arike, it was Arike telling her to shoot the ball in the Connecticut game. I mean, they played a triangle in two. They decided not to guard her. And she took advantage of it. And she started out this year taking advantage of everyone.
She hit a nice three the other day against DePaul. She's got a great shot. I mean, you can't be the all-time leading scorer in Indiana without having a great ability to score. And that's when you look at her game compared to kind of what you were trying to do when you're here at Notre Dame. You had a lot of responsibility on yourself, and you were able to light it up, score a lot of points. Do you see similarities between you and Jackie?
I think some. You know, it's amazing to be around somebody who's so talented and so unselfish. And yet she's the all-time leading scorer in the state of Indiana and, you know, surpassed Damon Bailey. And, you know, I used to go watch her high school games, and she could have more than that because she was so unselfish. If it was a breakaway layup, she'd be willing to give it to somebody who hardly played. And it's amazing how she put up those kinds of numbers. And then she came here, and as a freshman, I think you're always trying to just kind of fit in and just blend in. And so, you know, her freshman and sophomore year, I think we were just constantly trying to impress upon her that, you know, to be assertive, to score, and to look for it. And it's funny when you're saying that to somebody who was all-time leading scorer in high school. You know, it's some pretty good players that have come through here. But it's funny, last year I remember one time in practice, you know, she took a three, knocked it down, and everybody started cheering. Like, you know, I was kind of surprised and was like, yeah, Jackie. And, you know, I went over to her and I said, you know, if I were you, I'd be mad right now. Because, you know, we get in the gym and we shoot all the time, and she's such a great shooter. But she wasn't really showcasing that just because she was being so unselfish and just a little unassertive and willing to distribute. And, you know, this year when she's taking those threes and knocking them down, you don't hear the cheers anymore from us, you know, from her teammates, because I think it's now expected. And that's the point we just wanted to get her to, is just this is something she does. She always knew she was a great shooter. It's just she wasn't showcasing it as much. And obviously she did in the big games and when we needed her to. But just trying to get her to do it on a consistent basis all the time.
Coach, that is a great gift coming from a great high school player.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you, and who better to instruct her than Beth? I mean, she's been there, done that, knows all about how to get her shot, how to be a great shooter, how to have that leadership on you. And Jackie's really learning a lot. She just gets better every year.
Well, Dan Cunningham told me to remind you that you played at, you coached at Virginia Commonwealth, where you did a great job there. Your experience as a head coach, Carol Owen's experience as a head coach, Neil Ivy's experience as a professional player and now on the staff for a long time. What a great gift the whole coaching staff is for Coach McGraw.
Well, I think we just have just a unique staff, and just how tight, close-knit we are. We really have each other's backs, and it's really more than just being a staff. I mean, we've been around each other for so long. It truly is a family. And I think we all bring different invaluable experiences to the staff, and I think that's kind of how Coach built it, just to everybody could rely on their strong suit to really bring the best out of everybody.
Yeah, they complement each other so well, and we have fun. You know, we have a lot of fun in there. We can laugh about some things. We can be serious. We're all incredibly competitive. We all want our kids to do well, and we want to win. And but it's really fun getting together and just enjoying being together.
When you hear so many great comments from parents and recruits when they come in, maybe Nielle's working on a certain point guard or something, but they meet all our coaching staff and know how much everybody's in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we want them to be part of a family, and you got to get to know everybody.
All righty. Beth, thanks for coming out and being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You probably got to get home and see some of those babies.
Brought a couple with me.
Did you ride the bikes?
Not today.
Not tonight. They do a lot of that. But thanks for being with us, and we really appreciate it. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with Coach McGraw. We're going to talk about some of the events coming up through our marketing department. So stay with us. We'll be right back. We're brought to you by TheTireRack.com.
Whether it's a new season, a new look, or you just need something great to wear for a change, you'll find the latest styles at Trend Clothing in Linway Plaza in Goshen. For teens, women, plus-size women, as well as men's clothing and accessories, browse the latest at Trend Clothing. Open Tuesday and Wednesday 10 to 6 and Thursday through Saturday 10 till 7. Trend Clothing will bring your look up to date. Just stop by and give them a try. Or check them out online, trendclothinginc.com. Don't just follow the trend, set the trend with Trend Clothing in Goshen's Linway Plaza.
You know, we don't always think about it, but healing is a huge issue. No wonder about 3/4 of Jesus' miracles in the Bible are healings. Healing shows the kingdom is here and it's coming. God is restoring the world. So that's what Cure International does. Cure has hospitals in some of the most difficult places around the world to heal kids with correctable disabilities, and each hospital is like an outpost from another kingdom. Surgeons like Dr. Rick love being part of it.
These hospitals do feel a very different place. At Cure Hospital, every patient is prayed for on the ward. No operation is started without prayer. There's a sense of actually laying this procedure, this time, these few hours, which are going to be very important in a child's life, and putting it at the feet of Jesus to be able to say, actually, please bless this operation, bless the work that we're doing here today.
So I'm not a doctor like Rick, but this is something we can all have a role in. Want to be part of it too? I think you'll love seeing what God is doing in the world. It's beautiful. Check it out, cure.org.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining at one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, having a meeting, or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Muffet McGraw radio show.
It's the Muffet McGraw Show with your host, Bob Nagel, on Pulse FM.
Welcome back to O'Rourke's Public House. Bob Nagel back with you along with Coach Muffet McGraw. And we're being joined by our new marketing person who's going to be doing an amazing job for us. Jake Amodio is the gentleman sitting at the table with us. And Jake is so busy, not only planning events for what's coming up, but picking up the beginning of the season. Pretty busy. We got something special going on almost every night, don't we?
Well, he's doing a great job, and I think he's going to definitely up the dress code. You know, he came in a jacket today. I think that was pretty impressive.
Hey, I'm trying to keep up with you guys around here.
Jake, first of all, welcome. Give us a little quick background where you're from and where were you before you got here?
Yeah,
wait till you hear this.
I've kind of bounced all over the place. I did my undergrad at Duquesne. They're actually here playing men's basketball tomorrow, so obviously rooting for the Irish in that one. And I spent the last 2.5 years at Mississippi State. So it was
Can't beat us, join us.
Exactly. But no, I'm a lifelong Notre Dame fan, so this was a dream come true to come up here and get to work with this group.
Jake, I was looking at our promotion schedule, and we've already gone through a couple of things, but we did want to mention that our teddy bear toss is coming up on the night of the Iowa game. And it's such a great tradition here. It's unbelievable, and so many charities benefit from that. And we want people to bring in teddy bear. We're going to throw them out there at halftime.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll be encouraging everybody to bring out a teddy bear. We're giving them to two great organizations, the St. Joe's Health System and the Christ Child Society. So benefiting local youth here in South Bend and really trying to make that a special night.
I notice you have a couple of dates on here where we're going to have a green out.
We will, yeah. For UConn and Louisville, we will be having a green out. For the UConn one, we will be doing pom-poms for the entire arena. And then for the Louisville game, we'll have rally towels. So really trying to make it a cool in-arena presence.
Well, we're going to have a lot of traditional things, but something new. What's a baby race?
So I've done a baby race at my last couple stops, and it's been a fun kind of engaging crowd thing. So if you have any grandkids or kids of your own who are still in that crawling phase, we'll be inviting babies to come out basically and race at halftime. And the winning baby will get a year's supply of diapers.
Holy cow.
So.
And we'll be recruited by Notre Dame.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Jake, thanks for spending some time with us. We look forward to having you on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks.
Jake Amodio joining us here on the show. Coach, a couple of quick questions. What are you helping? I got to put my glasses on. I was trying to pretend.
What am I hoping for with the team in Vancouver? And, we've got to take it one game at a time. There's so many good teams. We can't look past anyone. It's interesting scouting them. Today we tried to look at 5 different teams. Who could we possibly play? What do they have in common that we can work on today? What are some things that are a little bit different that we really need to look at before we get out there? When you play consecutive games, you don't have time to have a practice in between. So you're basically looking at film and maybe having a walkthrough, trying to keep the girls off their feet so they can rest a little bit. So it's difficult to play game after game after game.
Had a couple of questions about what some of our grads are doing, and we already kind of went through that. Somebody wants to know if you still have your shoes from that big win that you had.
Still got them in a box.
They're in a box.
They're in a yes, it's very nice.
Right. Coach, as the team gets ready to go, obviously we're hoping that Marina continues her progress so we can get her back in the lineup. And we got little dings and nicks like everybody has at this time of year, but going to need everybody, all hands on deck.
Yeah, we really are. We've got a lot of post players this year, which is great. A little short on guards right now, which is not as great. But, I think Kate Gillespie, Caitlin Gilbert.
Yeah.
Kate Gillespie's not on our team this year.
Not
but
anymore.
Caitlin Gilbert is really coming along. I think you're going to see some big things out of her and Danielle Cosgrove this week. We really need both of them.
I love Caitlin Gilbert's quickness.
Yeah.
And does so many good things for you defensively as well.
Yeah, she's really coming along.
Well, Coach, great to get off to a good start here with our first show. And, Jake, thanks for being with us. I want to thank Danielle Cosgrove. I want to thank Beth Cunningham, who probably went home to be with the babies. And we also want to thank Michaela Vaughn. Thank you all for being here. Join us next time on December 17th. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Muffet McGraw Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House in Eddy Street Commons, with Hall of Fame Notre Dame women's basketball coach Muffet McGraw. Brought to us by Tire Rack, First Source Bank, and O'Rourke's Public House in Eddy Street Commons.
Put up the shot.